Hi guys, Sap here from Carlist, and today we have the all-new 2023 Proton X90. And for today's purposes, I'm going to show you the two top variants that you can get from Proton's first ever mild hybrid model. You have the premium model, which is the 7-seater, and then of course you have the flagship, the range shopping model with 6 seats. Jom, I'll show you. Okay, let's start with the front end of the Proton X90, and as you can see, the front grille is a lot different from what you usually see with the X70 and the X50 because they've decided that it has to be a premium product, therefore it should look premium. That's why the grille is now a bit more stylish, you would say. You have the chrome diamond pins up front with the design that is inspired by Songkit. But if you're asking, infinite width dah pergi mana? You will still see it at the background of the grille itself. So you will still have the infinite width, but it comes with the new chrome diamond pins for the front grille. And this is the same across the board, including the full LED headlamps. So from the sides, you will actually see that this is actually a 2023 Proton X90. It's very different from the X70 and of course the X50 because it's a 3-row SUV, meaning that for the premium variant here, you will get the combination of or configuration of 2, 3 and 2, and for the flagship over there, you will have 6 seats, 2, 2, 2 configuration. But you know, looking at the side profile, it looks very premium in my books, but at the same time, Proton wanted it to look, you know, a bit muscular because they want to have that presence on the road, which is why the Proton X90 looks like this from the side. And when it comes to the rims, if you opt for either this one, the premium or the flagship, you will be getting the same 19-inch wheels fitted with Continental Eco Contact 6 tires. So here we are at the back of the Proton X90, and as you can see, is a bit, I think, a bit different from what you get from the side profile as well as the front. So the only way that I can think of in terms of describing the rear is it has sort of the design elements of a Mercedes-Benz GLB, but Proton added its own twist. For example, the Proton logo here, they've actually made a few adjustments and enhancements to make it look more premium or more shiny, but it's definitely different from the ones you see in the or on the X70 and X50. But let me show you the boot space if all 3 rows are up. And yeah, not a lot, but you also have to consider that you can store some things inside as well. So you have 2 levels of storage when it comes to the Proton X90, even when the 3rd row seats are up. If I want to buy an X90, I will probably use only the 1st and 2nd row seats for me, myself, my wife and my 3 kids. And I would prefer to have a lot more storage space at the back. So I think this might not be enough. So if you want, you can actually expand the storage space by just simply folding the 3rd row seats and then bam, besar gila. So you still have 5 seats to fit 5 adults very comfortably, and then you have a lot more storage space when you fold down the 3rd row seats. But if you want to carry 2 more adults, then you just pull them back up, and then there you have it. So this is the business end of things when it comes to Proton's first ever mild hybrid or any EV vehicle, the engine. So it comes with the same 1.5 litre TGDI engine that you will find in the X70 and X50. But it's a mild hybrid, meaning that it is mated together with a 48-volt electric motor or belt start generator, which increases the power output to actually 190 PS and 300 Newton meters of torque. So that is an extra 13 PS and 45 Newton meters of torque. But at the same time, it has a fuel efficiency that is better by 15% compared to just the ICE engine that you will find in the X50 and X70. You can actually see the BSD system inside the engine bay of the Proton X90, and the mild hybrid system actually helps with, for example, you need that extra boost when it comes to, you know, accelerating, a full power boost when you're trying to overtake on the highway. What else? Better fuel efficiency. Like for example, you're coasting, it will cut off the engine, I think around 30 kilometers an hour if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, but it's like any other mild hybrid system. It helps with some extra push for the acceleration, for overtaking as well as coasting, and then when you're stuck in traffic jam. So this is actually a perfect car for city driving and everyday stuff like sending your kids to school, getting stuck, you know, in traffic jams when you're on the way to work, coming back home. So that is where a hybrid or a mild hybrid comes to play or comes into effect the most. So we are inside the Proton X90, and as you can see, it looks a lot more premium as compared to the X70 and X50. You get this very huge screen, which is 12.3 inches for the infotainment display, and then you also get a full digital screen for the driver's display. I actually like how everything is set up. It looks modern, it looks stylish, it looks luxurious, but at the same time it's not overpowering. And since we are in the premium variant, you get a total of 7 seats, but unlike the standard or executive variants, these ones are wrapped with Nappa leather, which is very nice. If you have felt Nappa leather before in the X70, then you would know that it feels great when you're seated in the seats. So the only difference between the premium, this one, and the flagship is the fact that the flagship is a 6-seater SUV. So the configuration is actually 2-2-2, whereas this one, it's 2-3-2. That's the seating configuration difference between the premium and the flagship. And of course, there's also one major difference for the flagship. There are the panoramic sunroof. This one, tada. So for the second row seats, you can actually feel the premiumness as well when it comes to the interior of the Proton X90. So it's very spacious. As you can see, I'm very comfortable, and you also have controls for the AC vents for the second row and third row as well. You also get a couple of USB ports, USB Type-C, and then the normal USB port to charge your mobile devices. And yeah, there's a storage space but on the doors under this as well, and yeah, a couple of cup holders right in the middle. So it definitely feels luxurious. And then I strongly believe that during the presentation of the X90, Proton really did use a lot of, you know, words like luxury, premium and all that. So it's not that crazy, but at the same time you actually feel it when it, especially when you compare it to the X70 and X50. So we are here in the Flagship X90, and as you can see, the difference is that for the second row, you have captain seats. Very comfortable, very stylish. The other big difference is that it comes with the panoramic sunroof. So this is only available in the Flagship. You can't get that in the other X90 models. And of course, the boss button. So you can adjust the seats of the front row without telling the people, "Eh, tolonglah depan sikit, sempit." So you have your own button. So very comfortable. So finally, the third row seats in the Proton X90. And if you ask me, it's not as comfortable, but it's not as bad as you would think, because yeah, even though you don't have enough leg support because the seats are definitely shorter and then the floor is a bit higher, but I have enough room for my legs because I'm about 174 centimeters, and to be seated like this in the third row of the Proton X90 is actually feels very good. So you can actually fit another full-size adult at the back to complete the 7-seater for the premium, as well as the standard and executive, of course. And yeah, to make things a bit more comfortable or a bit more livable, you also have a couple of USB ports to charge your devices so that you don't have to fight with people up front. Your very own cup holder, and then a place to put your phone when you're asleep during a long road trip or something. So if you ask me right now, my first impression is that no matter where you are seated in the X90, you will definitely feel very comfortable. Okay, there you have it folks, the all-new 2023 Proton X90. So if you are looking, or if you're in the market for the brand's first ever new energy vehicle or mild hybrid, and it turns out this is a 3-row SUV that you want, whether it's a 7-seater or a 6-seater, then you can place your bookings now. But bear in mind, there are no prices just yet, and there are also 4 different variants for you to choose from, including the standard and executive, which are not available to show here today. But yeah, stay tuned, because I truly believe that the X90 will be officially launched here in Malaysia sometime in May. So stay tuned for that. But for now, enjoy the X90 flagship and of course the premium models. That's all from me. Ciao!